Hi, Tuli Kupferberg here again. This is the third part of our earth-shaking experiment in literary TV, a whole book on coming to you directly through your TV set. It's a picture book, but what the hell. It's called Don't Make Trouble, and it's by Tuli Kupferberg. It's published by Boomana Press, Boomana, Vicky Stanberry publisher. I said it's a cartoon book, but that was a singing lie because there's also 16 songs in it. We're not doing the songs now, but at some time we're also going to do the 16 songs, so watch out for that. This next cartoon was inspired by a letter to the Village Voice. This actually happened. This was on 8th Street, St. Mark's. It is to laugh, my friends, it is to laugh. It was either Lao Tzu or Mencius. That's so long ago, what does it matter? This is one of my early work. Remember the big graffiti controversy? Still going on, right? It says, buy Bloomer's X-Lax smoke, it's good for us, eat cow muscle. And they're on the subway. I think they're disgusting, they're garish, they intrude, they're all over the walls, they're private exploitation in a public space. I hate graffiti too. Graffiti? I'm talking about the advertisements. It's true today as it ever was, same as it ever was. Without a song, the killing would never end. Or begin, maybe, huh? This is part of the Great Secret History of New York series. This is Central Park. We'll put the Tavern of the Green here. Let me read you this part because it's interesting. In 1857, Olmsted was named superintendent in charge of the construction of the park and work began. Olmsted and Vaux's plan was detailed and complexity, called for turning hundreds of acres of dismal swampy land inhabited by thousands of squatters living in shanties into a fully integrated area of lawns, lakes, footpaths, drives, and woods with rocky outcroppings at appropriate places. And one of the designer's best ideas, transverse roads sunk beneath ground level to make them less conspicuous. Thus all of Central Park is artificial, unlike Prospect Park, which Olmsted designed too. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking landlords, English pricks, Kazakh bastards, up the IRA, the secret history of Central Park. Formed for the rich on the backs of the poor. Sound familiar?
Yeah, it's being replayed in Tompkins Square Park today. Which they're now remodeling.
Yeah, they're remodeling. Maybe they'll put an artificial cemetery in there. Oh. That's life. Let's focus in on what this religious person is sacrificing. Yep. Not only the foreskin, but the whole dangling genitalia.
Yeah.
only 400,000 deaths a year, 1 out of 5 or 6. It's worth it. This is one of the big rallies. I think it's Madison Square Garden. No, it's Hitler Rally. This is Godsville. This is Mrs. God. There's Mr. God with his new invention, the sperm. They worked it out eventually. This was the original expression, really. If only the Tsar knew. And you want to run it horizontally. This is a good old taiga, Siberia. This was by Dave Jordan, and I like my drawing now. This is Enver Hoxha, you remember him. Let me read this. Rome. One Albanian voter cast his ballot against the communist government, while 1,627,959 citizens voted in favor of the single slate of candidates in parliamentary elections, the official press agency said today.
Now that's a stand-up kind of guy.
That's right. Anarchism lives, even in the ballot box. That's the principal's office. That's the church, Sunday morning at the church. Now, India's widow's death at pyre creates a shrine. This woman gathered here at the funeral of a young man, and soon another ancient tradition. 24-year-old man's distraught widow placed herself, or was placed, on the funeral pyre. She died in flames, chanting a mantra, pledging loyalty to her husband. It was a sati, an immolation. It's still done in the plains of Rajasthan. The loss, quote, "The loss has made me sad," said her father, Bal Singh Radha. Quote, "But there is a grandeur associated with sati, and my family's name will be famous all over. Just as we bathe in water, she bathed in fire." Hey, Pop, I heard your wife died many years ago, but it's still not too late. Here's a match. It's an old workers' joke. Folk. I credit her to the folk. Still good. Still a good one. Adam, Eve, this is G-D. Hope you like the place. And if you fuck, I'm going to kill you. Don't answer.
Who wrote that letter, Onan?
Yeah, Onan WT. That's at the pearly gates, right? See, pearly gates. This is enter, buy, and leave. iSports. So why don't you go back? I actually heard Dudley Moore say that. Well, let's read this. See, no one wants to work next to him. The mainstay of this policy of piecework incentive system, visitors invariably marvel at the intensity of workforce. Workers don't linger over coffee breaks. There's only one a day, 6 minutes, says one impressed visitor. They even run to and from the bedrooms. 60% of the group, they earn as much as $30,000 a union. Locals has no problem with piecework. The people have a preference for the incentive plans, said a union official. If you read the back pages of the Voice, you'll know. You've seen this ad. Moving right along now. When the Georgians tried to raise a militia in the American Revolutionary War, they were having trouble against the British, right? So they offered a free slave to anyone who enlisted. 70% of the company's British sales are to companies that are with a new one. Executives are reluctant to replace their roles with a new one at the same time they're posting redundancy notices for workers, firing them. One director of a large company said, asked the unions what they should do to substitute it. They told him it was important for the workers to feel that their company was in good enough shape for him to buy a new role. Yeah, if you believe that, you'll believe that Bush is a good president. 70% of Americans do believe that. But no one's perfect. Lenin actually said that he was going to make every cook commissar. But John Lennon said, sort of thought it should go the other way. This is by Lanny,
Hey.
our cameraman. Show your face to the folks. And producer of the show. Get in there.
Okay,
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's hiding. He's anonymous.
Closing the...
All right, his face is closed not for your convenience. It just shows you can't take a close-up with this camera. That's what we just learned. I don't fucking Bird, I am fucking day, I am fucking yes, I am fucking tubes, I am fucking editor, fuck that, man, fucking. We went to the fucking field and we laid down on a fucking tree, and then what? That's a British gag. Notice the symmetry, skillfully arranged. Actually, Santayana said those who do not know history, oh, he did say that, yeah. No, compelled to repeat it, but I like this one better. Her story, prick, write it off. Do we have to end in a term paper if there's an atomic war? I a scholar, you a scholar, who will herd the cows? Good, cause I sure hate this course and I don't want to take it over. An atomic, Santa Yenta had his Stephen Israel. History is bunk anyway. In 100 years, what will it matter? The victors write the history books, but the profs collect the royalties. Never forget that. That's why the text changed so often. George Siegel got $400,000 for creating those plastic casts of real people. He got a photograph, and of 4 people standing around, and then he said it was the Holocaust people in the camps. And the statue was destroyed in L.A. Park. I think they would have destroyed any statue. And the professional anti-Jewish organization said it was anti-Semitism, so they could collect still more money in the next year's drive. Anyway, someone donated $400,000 so that they would sell the plastic cast to the museum. It's only 40 G a corpse, though. You could feed a lot of kids with that. Well, don't forget, this is art. History of sport. The Spartans invent football. That isn't even my theory, that kicking the enemy's head around was the way ball games started.
Well, they still use goats in polo, dead goats in Afghanistan.
And then if a polo player falls off,
Hey.
cap and come. This was written way back before 1849 on communists. What is a communist? One who has yearnings for equal division of unequal earnings. Idler or bungler or both, he is willing to fork out his penny and pocket his shilling. And I wrote this on capitalist. What is a capitalist? One who has yearnings for unequal division of equal earnings. Idler or thief or both, he is willing to fork out his machine gun and pocket his shilling. These are wonderful little, can we get this one? It says, I drank scab beer. Look at his face, the poor guy. And this guy, yeah, he drank Union beer. He doesn't have any problem. You have too much Dreck in your Judaica. This is the book doctor. Clear it out. Your poetry books, all that old stuff, nothing new. Your science is understocked. Your humor collection, so much junk. Get rid of it. All those old nations, voices, times, book reviews. You'll never read them. Garbage can. How old are you? 60? What about the Greek playwrights, the early English novelists? Have you read them? French 19th century poets, Hebrew religious classics, China, Japan, India? You're 60, you know. You have to. Have you finished War and Peace, Don Quixote, the Inferno? How about the Latin poets? How about deconstruction, punk rock lyrics, the Myths of New Zealand, Germany? Well, what if I go to computer? When Van Gogh was alive, oh, you can read this. I'll read it with you. When Van Gogh was alive, he sold only 2 of his paintings for less than $100. Today in Amsterdam, he's named 5 stories high houses work built at a cost of more than $1 million. When you heard of this, Van Gogh spun in his grave very fast, spattering tomb in brilliant yellow, orange, Delft, and Japanese colors. Tomorrow they're selling his tomb for $1 billion guilders flat. Potato wholesalers. There is like a 1,000-picture incredible tourist massacre going on this summer in Van Gogh in Amsterdam. Carl, when the fuck are you going to get a job? Carl only had one job in his whole life, one paying salary job. He worked for the equivalent like of American Express trucking company. It only lasted a day.
What's up? His wife had a job.
No, his wife was an impoverished daughter of the nobility. Engels supported them all.
Right.
Yeah, Engels had a job. It was his father's store, his father's mill. Now the trick is to know when he left.
Yeah.
Is there a religion I haven't insulted? I guess Buddha comes off best there, okay. Okay, we might actually finish this now. World is bending, world is mending, the world is bending, the world is ending, I know. World is ending, Beatles. That's like the game, what is it called? Is it the where you whisper to someone and now you use earmuffs, I mean headphones. Hold up. Do chimps talk? Yay, Ray! Yeah, right, all right. If I can't make an ass of myself, you can keep your revolution. How would you like to be known, Mr. Tuli? I am the last of the red-hot, rootless cosmopolitans. That's what Stalin called the Jews before he shot them to death. Now, these are the last two shots, and this is where we get our title cartoon. Okay, Jewish pigs, your ass is lard. Wait, I got a last request, a cigarette. Are you kidding? Shoot you bastards. No, shithead, it's in the Geneva Convention. Shh, Moshe, don't make trouble. And was it good for you too? How much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I think we'll probably have to
Show you something else.
have to sing a song. Let's see. What would you like to hear? Yeah, let's have an interaction. Let's see, an interaction with the audience. Maybe you should have a quiz now, a little quiz about the what you just saw. How many cartoons have you seen? Which was your favorite? Which one did you dislike least? And let me talk about the state of cartooning in America, okay, if I might. Paul Goodman said you can say anything you want in America as long as it doesn't have any effect. And I think this is sort of true of cartoons because, or satire in America, because satire by its basis is a negative art. As Gross said, George Gross, you know, he took the name George and he changed it from Georg because he was such an America lover. He considered it a minor art, and I guess it is. It's not noble because you're only showing things by.
You don't own land.
No, you're only showing things by you're showing the negative image, and what you really want is sort of implied, but it's still sort of necessary, and I think it moves people off their rear sometime. And songs can do that too, satiric songs. But a lot of the major media, and it isn't true of cartoons only, of course, are closed to you because you can't criticize advertising, for instance, on very sharply in a medium that earns most of its money in advertising. If you look at the New York Times, for instance, or each magazine or newspaper has a proportion of advertising to news or to information, and it's generally what, 60/40?
Yeah, well, you can't get a second-class mailing permit if you have over 70% advertising.
So you can have up to
75 or something.
so you can have up to 70%. And if you look at the Times, you may not notice, you're inured to it, but there are some. It costs $18,000. It used to. It's probably more now, just to advertise. But a lot of the advertisers ask for like 7/8 of a page. They want a news story on the top, so people will stop and read something. Yeah, so they won't pass it by. It would be good if they put all the ads in the back, and then you could just sort of rip them out and throw it away. Well, there's a most of a newspaper is advertising, and the information lies between the advertising. So, who was it who said, if you want to have a free press, buy it, you have to buy it yourself?
Freedom of the press belongs to those who owns one.
So we're really lucky somehow. There's been a fluke in the a mistake in the American system, and we're on public access, but for how long, who knows? Keep those postcards and letters coming. Unfortunately, we don't have an address, but tell your friends about the show. And we're also on Coca Crystal. Coca Crystal has a great show that's been running for 10 years. It's a variety show, and it's on the same channel Wednesday night at 10:30. So we'll see you there, and tune in here again. And hey, nice to have you. Hope you enjoyed your book, and it'll be available sometime this century at, I don't know where it'll be available, because
at better bookstores everywhere.
At worse bookstores everywhere, and I was once told they wouldn't take my self-published books because they didn't cost enough, and they had to get a certain amount of income per square foot.
Margin, yeah.
So shake it easy, folks, and we'll see you.